Welcome to Gulf South Outdoors. Today we have a special treat as a friend of mine, Mark Miller, has invited us to deploy some reefs over here in Mississippi state waters.
Hi, my name is Mark Primo Miller, primofish.com. Computer engineer, but I like to take divers and fishermen offshore part-time. I also do work with Mississippi Gulf Fishing Banks. I do spotter boat operations when we deploy reef material, and I monitor or do diving on the reefs to see how they're progressing, take a lot of video and pictures of those reefs and see how they're developing.
We left Gaucher, went down Singing River, and met the barge crew out offshore. While they were getting themselves prepared and on the right site, we decided to sneak off and try a little bit of fishing, see what we could see around the area. Today we were fishing with the Jones family. Van Jones is an old family friend of Mark's whom he hasn't seen in 20 plus years. It was great to have him on board with his son and his wife. As we made our way out to FishHaven 1, we waited for the boat, and the weather was looking a little menacing. We could see some rain in the distance. We're not exactly sure when or where it was going to hit, but we kept our eye on it. We made our way through FishHaven 1, searching for bigger fish. We hadn't found much before Van's son, Mike, hooked up with something big. You unstuck, Mark?
Yep.
Good fish.
What it's all about.
Yep.
Gonna whip you good, boy.
He is.
Pump down now. That's right. Lift
I
up.
got him one. Quick
Yeah.
go, Mike.
And pump down. Reel. There you go. There you go.
We got that sucker.
Good, done.
Oh, he's all yours, bro.
Don't give me any slack, though. Let's get that hook. Oh, there he is.
Oh, it's a big
Grouper.
man.
Nice warsaw.
Yeah, that's a big. That's a good one. That's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's
Yes! State your name.
Michael Jones.
Has just caught himself a beautiful
Hold him up. I
grouper.
gotta get a picture of it.
Beautiful. Right out here at FishHaven 1.
Mississippi Gulf Fishing Bank started in the late 60s when the DMR and other agencies didn't have any interest in producing reefs out in the Gulf. Traditionally, we've been funded by Jackson and Harrison counties, but the funding ceased after Hurricane Katrina, and now the DMR is interested in building reefs, and they've taken over the fundings. So they'll be funding the deployment today. Today we're going to deploy some culverts out in FH1, about 9 miles south of Horn Island, inside of state waters. Going to be producing some red snapper and grouper. While we're out there, we'll try and hit some reefs close by that have been out there for a couple of years and see how they've been doing.
The process is actually really interesting. When we went out with Mark, we met the barges out there, and Mark drops a buoy on a specific set of numbers. Then the barge pulls up and they start dumping all of these culverts over, and these tugs are actually staying directly on top of these numbers. It's amazing. On these barges, for this particular kind of deployment, they have 2 separate sites each trip. Now, we've seen them drop a whole bunch of culverts down here. They're going to move the barge and repeat the process 500 feet away. Mark's job is to document exactly what goes where, take some pictures, and with his side scanning sonar, he gets some pretty incredible images of the bottom and where these things land. When we come back, we're actually going to sneak off and try and catch some of these snapper.
Fishing regulations have become a hot subject. Federal government coming in, limiting recreational sector to as little as a mere 9 days of fishing, while the commercial sector, they've taken a different approach and allocate the fish out to some 200 and some commercial fishermen, and they get to fish them year-round whenever they feel like it. You ask me, there shouldn't be any user groups. I think they need to make the same rule that applies to all people. I don't think there's anything wrong with recreational people selling their catch. And I think if everybody played by the same rules, we wouldn't see 9-day seasons either.
All the deployments today were in FishHaven 1. We really didn't find any large snapper. We found a few small but legal snapper. So we decided to move over to FishHaven 2 and try our luck there. This move to FishHaven 2 really turned out to be a good idea. Within minutes, we were hooked up into another large fish. So we're sitting here at FishHaven 2.
Yeah, one wasn't being too kind, so we moved over to FishHaven 2, fishing some of the culverts just like what we just deployed. These were sunk in 2009, so it showed you they work.
That's a stud right there.
Yeah, it is.
You in the wreck too?
God, he's a stud.
I think he's just making a run.
There you go.
Trying to reel him in, getting him off.
Ride like this. All right, fish on, fish on.
Yeah, boy.
We're out here red snapper fishing. Mississippi Go Fishing Banks, FishHaven 2. Woo! On the culverts. We got about 10-pound snappers, my prediction, coming up.
Yep.
We got Andrew here doing a TV show. It's gonna make us famous.
Beautiful thing.
Come on, man, I want to see a big, pretty red one. We've been waiting all day for this stuff. More low speed.
He's a coming. Good fish, man.
That's coming. That's a grouper.
Oh, that's a good grouper.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's no insult. Beautiful. That's
Wow.
a grouper kind of day, folks.
It's a beautiful thing. That's a bigger one too.
Yeah, it's not hooked good.
All right.
I'm gonna try it. Took a chance. All right.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about. You slimy dog.
That's a nice fruit.
Yeah, it is. Good job, man.
Welcome.
Good job.
This
All right,
is
hold on
awesome.
a second.
Woo! Mississippi Gulf Coast.
That's a beautiful
Don't
thing.
get any better than this.
That is amazing. I'm shocked to see these big grouper coming up so close to shore. I had no idea there was fish like this in FishHaven 1 and 2. This is state waters. Later in the month, I decided to take my son Jackson out and spend a little more time fishing the FishHavens. My son is an avid fisherman who loves catching and eating snapper. I was hoping we would get on some good fish. Sabiki rig fishing, trying to catch some bait. In order to catch good fish, you need good bait. Luckily, there were huge schools of these teeny little hardtails surrounding all these tankers. We used the sabiki rigs and jigged up one or two at a time until we had a full live well. Little teeny hardtails. Hopefully a cobia or some snapper will love to eat these later. My son was having a blast catching bait. He really enjoys playing with those hardtails. keeps him busy. He hooked up into something that I knew was not a hardtail. It was quite a bit bigger and pulling a lot of drag. I couldn't see exactly what it was, but I knew it was pulling hard.
Out here looking for bait. Ended up catching a cobia. It's teeny, but that's a good sign. Jackson, are you happy you caught that cobia? Yep. He caught it on this little trout rod on a little, what do you call that? A little silver spoon. So we're looking for his mama. We'll find him soon. Want to let him go? Hold him by the tail. Hold him by the tail here. Good angle. Ah! He's got spines on his back, so please be careful.
While we waited for the tide to start moving, I decided to hit up some shrimp boats and see if we couldn't find some fish out there. The shrimp boats were dead. There was no life whatsoever out there, which is surprising because just weeks before we had tons of action all over them, but that's the way it goes. We decided to hit a pencil rig or an Air Force tower on the way back north. And the second we got there, we were boat over almost immediately. Jackson was trying to get the rod out of the rod holder, so I cleared the line for him and he got ready for action.
Yeah. And I'll handle this properly.
That is a big old cobia! Holy!
Oh my gosh, I'm with
Holy! 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 That is a cobia! Wait, Jackson, he's not even close to that. Wait.
Okay, got the net.
We're good. Okay, first of all, we gotta clear that deck. Because when this guy gets on here, he's gonna go buck wild.
All right.
Hold this and don't let go. Reel in. You're good. Don't let go. Walk towards the side of the boat, Jackson. You're good. Reel. Yes, you can. You're okay.
You do it.
You're good. Keep going. Keep going. No, relax. Relax. That's a big old fish, bro. Hey, you're good. You're good. Relax. 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 Okay? You're good. You're good. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. You're fine. Just come on. Stand back. You're fine. You're fine. Just stand there. Give me some line over. Give me some angle. Good job, Jackson. You're fine. You're fine.
That was definitely a keeper.
Yeah, it is. Come on. You're fine. You're fine. Come on. Come on.
It looks like my sloppy gaff work might actually cost my son his first real cobia.
I know you do.
Get him.
Hold this to know when he gets killed. Yeah, boy! Yeah! Woo! Jackson, my man!
And look.
Oh, a little teeny remora.
That's my second, and I got a baby for this.
But it's Jackson's first cobia, legal cobia of the year. So we caught this shortly after we lost our wahoo rod and everything else. But we'll keep this to make a beautiful dinner. What do you say, Jackson? Happy?
I love you. I love you. And now my arm is covered.
It's a good fish, huh?
Monster.
Not a monster, but at the same time, it'll make a good meal for the two of us, or the three of us.
Monster for death.
Yeah.
We were so excited to have that cobia on the boat. I know I jacked up the gaffing quite badly, but at least we were able to get it on the boat. This was supposed to be us trying to catch some snapper, so I figured before it got too late looking around for cobia, we should go back to FishHaven 2 and try and find us some snapper, which is exactly what we did.
It's like Jackson's hooked himself up with something. Oh, boo. Bring it over here.
The baby red snapper.
Fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job, Jackson. Keep it right there. And just reel it like that. You're doing the right thing, buddy?
I need to get the net.
You're good.
I need to get the net.
The net? Boy, nice that, Jackson. Nice.
Red snapper.
Let's see if he's legal.
Looks pretty legal.
Okay, set, bail. Bail. Give me some slack. Put it in the rod. Nice. Oh golly, sorry, Jackson. That looks like our first keeper of the day.
Good
job, Jackson. Good
Yeah.
job. You're on fire today.
Yeah. I didn't even eat the bait. Might be legal.
Okay, well, how about you worry about that one? Because that's what you're going to be worrying about.
Fish on again.
We were on an amazing snapper bite. Drop after drop after drop. They were inhaling these hardtails. My son was having a blast. I mean, this kind of fishing is exactly what you want for your children. Drop after drop, constant action, and sprinkled in there was a few keepers to boot.
You ate a good sized fish, though.
I got a double.
Oh, yeah.
I got a double.
Yeah, right.
You want to see?
You
Look
got-
at this.
You think we got any red snapper down there? Okay, keep it there.
A double again. And they're both the same size.
What was that, Jackson? Fish?
With all the efforts from the DMR and Mississippi Gulf fishing banks, we really have an amazing reef structure right off of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. As we've seen, it takes a lot of work and a lot of collaboration to get these structures out here. If you have any inkling to help, there's always information on either DMR or Mississippi Gulf Fishing Bank's websites. I would like to thank Mark Miller for showing me the ropes out here, fishing FishHaven 1 and 2 for snapper. I feel that I can come out here anytime and really enjoy our state water snapper season with my family and friends. Let's hope we have another one shortly. Thank you for watching Gulf South Outdoors. We'll see you next time.